YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, and today I am super excited to bring you guys my first impression review of the PUMA Velocity NITRO. I just have to say that I'm super excited to bring you guys this shoe in particular because this is the first shoe that I was sent for free by a shoe company to review. So I gotta give a lot of love to PUMA on sending me this shoe for free, taking a chance on a small YouTuber. It does not affect any of my opinions on this shoe. I'm still gonna bring you guys all of my honest thoughts, but without further ado, let's get into my first impression review of the PUMA Velocity NITRO. This anywhere, everywhere running shoe was made with nitro foam for superior responsiveness and ultimate cushioning. A secure, fit, and breathable engineered mesh upper offers a comfortable ride for every run. A PUMA Grip rubber outsole offers a supreme traction for all surfaces and conditions. That all sounds really good. I think they really summarize this well. It is just kind of a standard daily training shoe that doesn't pick favorites and can take you anywhere and everywhere. But does it really live up to that hype when you lace it up and put in the miles on it? Well, we're gonna find out right now, starting with the stack height. So coming in at 33 millimeters in the heel and 25 millimeters in the forefoot, we are looking at a heel to toe drop of 8 millimeters. Now, as I've said, that's super standard, especially for a daily training shoe that's stripped back and supposedly kind of a lightweight, versatile shoe. I don't have a ton to say about that 8 millimeter drop. I think it's standard and it works well. So thumbs up there. They didn't mess up on the stack height. Moving on to the weight of the shoe, we are looking at 9.1 ounces in a men's size 9 and to 7.1 ounces in a woman's size 7. I couldn't find the woman's size 8 on there, but take that for what you will. As far as the weight goes, it hasn't been a big issue for me. I think that checks the box as far as being lightweight enough to kind of do whatever you want, wherever you want. 9.1 ounces isn't too bad. I got the shoe in an 11.5 and it really hasn't felt that cumbersome at all. So I've been really enjoying the ride in it. I've even taken it on a couple of up-tempo workouts and stuff where I really wanted to turn over, and that carried over into just kind of standard daily training runs. So it hits the nail on the head for being a versatile standard running shoe. So thumbs up there. So moving on to the fit of the shoe, I'm gonna say it is true to size, but I might consider even going a half size down in this, from an 11.5 to an 11 in my size, just because I've noticed a little bit of extra space in the toe box that I think a lot of people might like. Me, I think I want it to just be a little bit closer to my toes. So if I got the shoe again, or if I sized myself in any other PUMA shoes, I may go down to an 11 just to account for the fit that I want to dial in on. But true to size has not affected my overall running in the shoe. So I would say true to size unless you really like something just slightly closer to your foot. So that's about all I gotta say about the fit. But speaking of the fit, we are gonna move on to the overall comprehensive design of the upper. So let's get into that right now. So to lay its base, PUMA is using a dual layer mesh upper that is pretty much designed to be breathable, get out of the way, and maintain a nice lightweight versatility. I will say the internal sock liner of that initial layer is super smooth on the inside. I've very much enjoyed sliding my foot in there every time I have. I will say, I think they miss the boat on the breathability, because I have had some breathability issues on hotter days. It feels like my foot is just really heating up, especially kind of in the toe box and the bottom of my foot, which is honestly, like, in the toe box, that's where you should be getting the most airflow. So that's my grievance on the upper. Otherwise, the gusseted tongue, super comfy. It fits on the top of my midfoot really nicely. The heel counter, super rigid, but I kind of like that. It doesn't get in the way of someone who doesn't want a rigid heel counter, but if you're someone who needs just a little extra guidance in your stride, that heel counter is gonna give you that which you need. There's plenty of cushion around the heel collar. Like I said earlier, the liner on the inside, super smooth, soft, but not slippery. So very much enjoying the upper. Now we can move on to that very interesting and curious midsole. So PUMA is using their signature nitro foam especially on this top area here. And you can kind of see there's a bit of a dual layer on the back here, separated by a plastic insert, which I think actually aids in my heel to toe off transition and definitely separates the very soft cushioning on the top from the more durable cushioning on the bottom. I think it's actually a good move here. I have been enjoying that feeling of kind of a soft landing, but then also a very snappy toe off. I will say, I think the Nitro foam maybe needs a little bit of work. I wish it was a little more either responsive or a little more cushioned. I feel like it's not going in on being enough of either. That's my personal opinion. I'm curious what you guys think. If you guys have tried the Velocity Nitro, let me know what y'all have thought of the ride of the midsole. So leave a comment down below, let me know. Moving on to that outsole, we mentioned that a little bit earlier. Puma is using their signature in-house Puma grip for the shoe with a lot of extra flex grooves, even though it's pretty stiff anywhere from the midfoot onward back to the heel, but you definitely get a little bit of snap from the toe box area. This outsole foam has been impressive to me so far. I have tested it because they've kind of been hyping it up. I've really been taking I've been hopping on wet roads and trying to take really sharp turns, gravelly stuff, trying to run a little faster in it. And honestly, the Puma grip holds up well. I've been super impressed with what it's been offering as far as grip, and I can already tell the durability of this outsole is gonna be absolutely insane. I do wish maybe they used a little bit less outsole just to strip back on the weight a little bit. I feel like they just don't need this much outsole rubber. They could probably just take it out of these areas right here, leave some on the heel, leave some on the toe, and kind of let it roll there. I'd say as far as kind of having a slightly stiffer midsole and a very beefy outsole, you're gonna get a lot of miles out of this shoe. And that brings me on to my positives and drawbacks of the shoe, starting with my positive. So I actually have a couple of positives to mention here. So the first one here is I really enjoy the versatility of this shoe. I think it is gonna allow you to do pretty much whatever you want. Like I said, you can kind of get up-tempo-y, you can kind of run a little bit faster. You can run those one-on, one-off fartlicks and really kind of get rolling on the on portion there. Or you could just take this out for an easy run on the road and just chill out, have a little fun, and not think about the shoe on your foot. So I gotta give a thumbs up to that. It almost feels like this shoe encourages having more steps per minute. It really makes you kind of want to pick up your cadence a little bit, which I think as science has kind of told us, 180 steps per minute is pretty ideal as far as reducing risk of injury and impact. Pretty much the less contact time you have on the ground, the less likely you're to have impact absorption issues. So I've been impressed with that. I feel like the shoe just kind of it doesn't make me want to go faster, but it makes me want to pick up my cadence a little bit. My last positive is I really like the look of this shoe, and I appreciate Puma for putting in the work to make a nice looking shoe. I'll wear this walking around and feel like I'm just stunting on people, bro. If you like the overall style of this shoe but are not into the color, then there's a lot of different color options for you. So take a look at that. I'll leave the link down below in the description. But there is a drawback here, and I think it might be too firm for some people. I think especially if you like something a little bit softer in a daily trainer that is a go-to, I'd say there's even shoes within this shoe's price range that you're gonna get a much softer daily training ride out of it and probably still be able to get 90% of all you could do in this shoe as well. So that is kind of my drawback, especially if you don't like a firmer option. If you do like a firmer option, I would encourage you to pick up this shoe and give it a try. So let's move on to my durability prediction of the Velocity Nitro, which is gonna be a very solid and standard, 4 to 5, maybe 600 miles of quality daily training. And I think that's a very fair score to give this shoe, especially kind of after my first couple of runs. I don't think that midsole is gonna pack down anytime soon. I don't think the outsole rubber is gonna rub off anytime soon, but I'll know more in my full review, which I'll bring to you guys as soon as I've gotten over 50 miles in the Puma Velocity Nitro. Moving on to what I think the Velocity Nitro is best for, and that's gonna be a nice mix of everything. Like I said, it's kind of made to be a nice standard daily trainer, so you're gonna get plenty of good easy runs, plenty of good daily training runs, plenty of good long runs out of this. And again, I think if this is the shoe you buy to do everything in, you can get your tempos in, you can get your fartleks in, you can get your steezy runs in, and you know what? You could even hit some very snappy strides on the road or track in this to get a little extra turnover and feel plenty protected and feel like you're still getting plenty of snap out of your stride. Moving on to the price point, at $120, I gotta give a big nod to PUMA for that. Pretty much for the versatility you're getting, for what I think the durability is gonna be, 120 bucks, definitely worth it. Moving on. Looking at a couple of shoes that I think the Velocity Nitro is similar to, that's gonna be probably the Saucony Kinvara 12, the New Balance Fresh Foam Beacon V3, and that Nike Pegasus 37 or 38. But overall, I have to give big love again to PUMA for sending this shoe to me for free, letting me review it, and listening to my feedback, and I cannot wait to get more miles on the Velocity Nitro. That about does it today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in now and always. If you're enjoying the content, please feel free to like, subscribe, and smash that bell button below. And until next time, y'all know the drill. Stay healthy, stay chill. Cheers, friends.